Tonight, offering an exit plan.
I wanted employees to take the time to think about this opportunity.
Staff cuts at Fanshawe College with enrollment numbers down. Plus, a downtown firefight in St. Thomas. The building compromised, the tenants forced out.
It's very sad. Unfortunately, we're a week away from the Christmas holidays.
And taking issue with a contract clause.
There was no one with lived experience at that table. There was no social services at that table.
Agency pushback on a City Hall homelessness motion.
CTV News with Carlyle Fiset.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight with the potential for more staff cuts at Fanshawe College. The school's president has announced a voluntary incentive package for all staff who may be open to moving on. As Brian Bicknell reports, it's something many post-secondary institutions are exploring in the face of reduced enrollment.
Fanshawe College student Jasmine Tuninga was devastated to learn more college faculty she depends on may soon be gone.
I have to have those resources that are reaching out to me and that I can communicate with, and then by lessening the staff and lessening the availability for us, it affects us directly as students.
Students and staff at Fanshawe are absorbing the reality the college's workforce could be reduced even more. In a letter to staff, Fanshawe College President Peter Devlin said, "Our efforts to reduce our workforce have not fully reached our goal, and as a result, we'll be taking additional measures to ensure long-term stability. To support this effort, we're offering all full-time employees a voluntary exit incentive."
I deliberately announced a voluntary exit incentive before Christmas because I wanted employees to take the time to think about this opportunity. It's out of respect to our employees, out of compassion and gratitude that I've taken that approach.
Devlin says the incentive package is the same one previously offered for voluntary retirements, but has now been expanded to include all staff. It comes as the college wrestles a $70 million deficit over the next 2 years and follows the federal government's cap on international student enrollment. This past spring, the college announced it's cutting 40 programs and reducing its workforce by 400 as a result of the loss of international student tuition.
Canada is less of an appealing place for international students than it once was.
And the problem is certainly not unique to Fanshawe, with colleges across the province finding themselves in the same boat. The mass exodus of international students prompting mass layoff notices. Nearly 200 layoff notices were issued at Conestoga College in Kitchener this week. The cuts also followed a voluntary exit program offered to 700 full-time faculty. As for Fanshawe, Devlin says he's hoping the province comes through with new college funding in the spring budget.
I'm hoping that the provincial government will recognize how important the college sector is to their Protect Ontario plan.
Brian Bicknell, CTV News.
We're live from inside CF Masonville Place here in London, and I'm joined by Kara and Trevor from UBC Local 1946 with a big check presentation. It is our grand finale here tonight, and $1,500 is going to go a long way. What made you decide to donate this time of year?
Well, it's just a time of year where people need more presents in Christmas time, so we figured this is a great venue and great charity really to donate to, and just to give back to the community, realistically.
Yeah. Absolutely. 5,500 families this year are actually going to get presents this Christmas that otherwise wouldn't. So thank you so much. This is going to go a long way. We really appreciate it. All right, let's get into the forecast. We have rain heading our way and a big temperature drop of 4 degrees right now. The winds out of the southeast, 20 kilometers per hour. And of course, once we head into the night, widespread rainfall, embedded thunderstorms, and a cold Arctic air moving in behind the system, which means we're going to switch from rain to snowfall, flurries and squalls the next 24 hours. I'll break down the forecast for you coming up a little later in the show. But for now, live from CF Masonville Place for the grand finale of Toy Mountain, I'm going to throw it back to you, Carlyle.
Rita, thanks very much. A major firefight this morning in downtown St. Thomas, forcing several residents from their homes. The building dates back to the 1800s, and as Jerry Dewan reports, what's left of it could require demolition.
Thick smoke blanketed downtown St. Thomas as crews battled a blaze in the 500 block of Talbot Street. 911 calls started pouring in around 6:45 this morning. When crews arrived, their immediate focus was on getting tenants out of the apartments on the upper level of the building.
Crews were rescuing from the front and the rear of the building, out the windows and off the back fire escapes.
One tenant who didn't want to go on camera says he awoke to the smell of smoke and had to be pulled out of the window of his apartment and onto a fire department aerial ladder.
We did get everybody out. Everyone is safe. There was 3 or 4 transported to hospital to be checked out.
Others made it out on their own before fire crews arrived. It's estimated about 10 people lived in the 4 upper-level apartments. Rob Wood arrived at the scene just after 7 and spoke with another tenant who escaped the fire.
He said he lost a couple pets and some snakes, lost a couple dogs, and especially it's very sad. Unfortunately, we're a week away from the Christmas holidays.
The fire was concentrated in the central block building, built in 1882. Crews battled fire at the front from Talbot and off the rear from Curtis Street. Destin says the fire department has been doing safety inspections along Talbot and visited Central Block just 6 months ago. She says fires in this area are challenging because of the tight confines and the age of the buildings.
It's tough on Talbot Street, right? It's all old build, it's all old buildings, it's all connected, so it has the potential to run from building to building. Crews did an excellent job at stopping that from happening.
Neighboring businesses suffered smoke and water damage. Firefighters helped staff at Yorick Pharmacy remove important instruments, documents, and medications from their location. Destin says some of the meds have been moved to a refrigerator at St. Thomas Elgin General Hospital to ensure they're not lost. Fire devastated a heritage building on Talbot near John Street in July of this year. That building had to be demolished. Destin says the Central Block building will likely face the same fate. A cause for the fire hasn't been determined. In St. Thomas, Jerry Dewan, CTV News.
Sarnia police say they're investigating a sudden death. Police say they were called to a home south of the city early this morning where a fire had broken out. They say one person was extracted from the 2nd floor. They did not survive. According to police, the fire does not appear to be suspicious, but Ontario's fire marshal has been called in to investigate. Police say one person suffered life-threatening injuries in a crash this afternoon in West London. According to police, there were 3 vehicles involved on Gainsborough Road. They say 2 other people were taken to hospital with less serious injuries. Police had closed Gainsborough between Hyde Park Road and Denfield for their investigation. Sarnia police say they've charged 7 people through a large cocaine bust earlier this week dubbed Project Bullpen. Police say they executed search warrants early Tuesday morning at several residences. They say they seized an estimated street values worth of cocaine around $400,000. According to police, the 7 arrested suspects face a total of 37 charges. Officials with one of London's frontline homeless agencies are bringing concerns to City Hall over a proposed Good Neighbour clause. It would apply to future contracts with those agencies, but as Daryl Newcomb reports, they believe the city's most vulnerable will face the consequences.
It feels like there's something going to be added to our funding agreements that feels a little bit punitive.
The executive director of London Cares says this week's council meeting was the first time she heard that a Good Neighbour clause might be added to future funding contracts. At this point, Chris Moss has more questions than answers about what the clause might require, but worries that if there are financial penalties, the consequences would ultimately hurt homeless Londoners.
If we lose funding, that loses programs, that reduces staffing, which reduces support on the streets.
On Tuesday, Council paused approval of a new procurement framework for housing stability services for 6 weeks so that staff could consider adding a Good Neighbour agreement. Already included by some other municipalities, it was one of the suggestions brought forward to a new task force by the Old East Village BIA.
The congregations, the loitering, the defecation in front of the social services, be more accountable to the operations that you have, just like a business would be.
We have staff that clean, we have maintenance, we have people who have peer programs where the people who run houses themselves help each other keep property clean. We do a lot, but the volume is too much. So right now, now in London, there's 2,279 people living on the street. We're all funded for like hundreds of people, not thousands of people.
The task force held its first meeting on December 4th. Led by the BIA, it included a couple members of City Council, representatives from emergency services, some healthcare professionals, but no frontline social service agencies.
I can understand the concern, but the first meeting was not the time to bring them to the table.
There was no one with lived experience at that table. There's no social services at that table. I think there's something missing from that solution.
Still in the early development stage, councillors will be working with city staff to draft a potential good neighbour clause for council consideration early in the new year.
We are failing the most vulnerable on the streets. We are failing those individuals. So why can't we all work together to come up with a solution, not only for the most vulnerable, but for also those that are the economic drivers and the people that live in our neighborhoods.
But we all have to be at the table to have those discussions and come up with things that are actually going to make change, not just punishment.
City staff will propose a good neighbour clause to a council committee at the end of January. Daryl Newcomb, CTV News.
A London man pleaded guilty today to stabbing an elderly woman who was out walking her dog. With more on the case at the London courthouse, here's Nick Paparella.
Oh, I thought he was going to kill me. I thought it was going to be a ball in her head, but I was scared.
That's how 78-year-old Betty O'Loughlin felt after being randomly attacked and viciously stabbed 6 times in August of 2024 while out walking her dog along Bridges Street in East London.
Pushed me down on the ground, and then he started hitting me with the knife, but the knife didn't slide me.
Betty recovered from the injuries after receiving staples in hospital, but passed away this past summer from issues not related to the incident. Now the man responsible for the attack, 33-year-old Christopher Young Huff, pled guilty in court to 1 count of aggravated assault in connection to the case. In an agreed statement of facts, Crown Attorney Kara Douglas said the assault appeared to be completely unprovoked. The court heard that Young Huff suffers from mental health issues. At the time, he reached out to his mother, Shannon Young, about the stabbing, and she called police. In a witness statement, she said, "He texted me and said he stabbed an old lady. I said, Jesus, what are you talking about? I kept telling him, you need to turn yourself in." When eventually arrested by police, the court heard that he told officers, "What took you guys so long?" And when referring to the attack, he said it was like stabbing lemon meringue pie. During the proceedings, Young Huff also pled guilty to assault causing bodily harm in connection to an attack that injured a corrections officer at the Elgin Middlesex Detention Centre in November of 2024. The case has now been put over until January 19th, with the Crown seeking a psychiatric assessment before looking into a dangerous offender application in regards to Young Huff. Nick Paparella, CTV News.
A man accused of several violent sexual assaults in southwestern Ontario decades ago has been denied bail. 52-year-old Jason Timothy Davidson appeared in court Wednesday. According to police, the assaults happened in 1997 in the Sarnia and Chatham areas. Police say 4 young women were picked up, then assaulted in rural locations. Police say DNA linked the 4 incidents to Davidson, who had later moved to British Columbia. Still to come, a red tape agreement between the Premier and Prime Minister, what it means for potential major projects in Ontario. Plus, explaining his decision, we'll hear from the now former Conservative MP who crossed the floor to the Liberals last week.
Download the CTV News app and stay on top of local stories as they unfold.
We begin tonight with Ontario's latest.
Customize your feed and watch live wherever you are. CTVLondon.ca, your home for news.
It's time to build a toy mountain. Make this holiday season merry for so many kids. Bring new unwrapped toys to CF Masonville Place.
All in support of the Salvation Army. We will be collecting donations November 21st to December 24th.
With all donations helping families right here in our community. Toy Mountain, supported by Gomez Appliances, London Bass Center, and UBC Built Local 1946.
Let's make this the best toy mountain ever. Visit ctvlondon.ca for more ways to donate.
The Prime Minister is meeting with Canada's premiers. Their stated goal, defending Canada against aggressive American trade policies. As Abigail Beeman reports, they're also trying to work better together instead of against each other.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everyone.
Ontario and the federal government signed an agreement to cut red tape for major projects, including the Ring of Fire.
Today's agreement is the last step in our plan to get shovels in the ground this June.
America's jobs and growth are at stake.
The two leaders, though, may still not be on the same page about the controversial Ronald Reagan ad that angered the U.S. president. Watch the Prime Minister's face closely and judge for yourself.
Well, number one, that was the best ad that's ever been run, 12.4 billion views. We wanted to bring it to the attention of the American people.
Mark Carney said Canada had been close to a deal on sectoral tariffs before the ad, and now?
My judgment is that that is now going to roll into the broader CUSMA negotiations. So we're unlikely, given the time horizons coming together, to have a sectoral agreement, although if the United States wants to come back on that in those areas, we're always ready there.
Meanwhile, the United States trade representative told lawmakers what his country wants to see resolved in order to extend CUSMA, up for review next year. Jamieson Greer released opening comments from a closed-door meeting targeting a list of things including Canada's Online Streaming Act and supply management policies that unfairly restrict market access for U.S. dairy products.
We continue to stand by that. We'll continue to protect supply management.
What was really interesting here is that the United States didn't appear to demand a wholesale renegotiation of supply management writ large or the removal of the system.
Trade experts say Greer's comments are positive for Canada in the sense that many American businesses and labor stakeholders are supportive of CUSMA and want to see it extended, even if they're also calling for changes. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
The newest member of Mark Carney's team says he made the decision to cross the floor, joining the Liberals from the Conservatives the day that move was announced. He says up until the night before, he considered himself a true Conservative. With more on what changed, here's Annie Bergeron-Oliver.
When Michael Ma took the dance floor at the Conservative Christmas party and posed for photos with leader Pierre Poilievre, the MP says he still belonged in the party.
I was truly a Conservative member and an MP. I have not made a decision at that point.
He claims the decision to join the Liberals was made the next day.
To our newest member of the Liberal Party.
Hours before appearing at the Liberal Christmas party.
I met with the Prime Minister and reconfirmed my understanding of his vision for Canada, and I believe that's the right approach.
Ma calls Carney's approach pragmatic and centrist.
The Liberals do not believe in productive economy.
But the self-described progressive Conservative is offering few other specifics about why he switched.
Instead of deepening division of the country, I believe that we are better served when we are with the governing party.
But while Ma says constituents he consulted were on board, protests have popped up in his riding, and so has a petition calling for his resignation.
He didn't really say anything in that interview that gives you any kind of sense of purpose. Just he likes Mark Carney, which maybe for him is good enough, but I think his constituents would probably ask for a little bit more.
In the 2025 election, Ma won Markham Unionville with 50.7% of the vote, compared to the Liberals' 47.1%. Now the Nanos Research seat projection has the race too close to call.
It'll be interesting to see whether that changes in the new year, but right now either one of those parties could win that riding.
Asked whether he believed any more Conservatives would cross the floor, Ma simply said he doesn't have a crystal ball. Annie Bergeron-Oliver, CTV News, Ottawa.
A milestone in the village of Lucknow, a new daycare center which will begin operating in January, funded almost entirely through the Community Country Festival. Scott Miller reports.
The Bruce County village of Lucknow is getting a new daycare in the new year.
Yeah, we got occupancy yesterday, actually, and it opens January 5th, and I think it starts with 70 kids coming up, so exciting times for sure.
The new 86-space Unique Minds Child Care Center was made possible by the Lucknow Kinsman Club. The bright minds behind Lucknow's Music in the Fields Country Festival had long been looking for a warehouse to house the multitude of stuff they used to put on the yearly outdoor concert, as well as a clubhouse to meet at. When they heard there was a shortage of child care spaces in Lucknow and area, They joined forces with Unique Minds to build Kin Center, a warehouse and clubhouse for the Kinsmen, and a daycare and before and after school center for up to 86 kids.
The Kinsmen's motto is serving the community's greatest needs. And we actually found out that we had 90 kids that didn't have a place for daycare. So by doing this, it allows us to meet that motto, serving the community's greatest needs, and provide that daycare space for the town of Lucknow and area.
Leanne Ryan from Unique Minds says they had only about 30 spots available for kids and a large wait list of kids wanting in at their current location. This new space triples the number of kids and families they can support.
There's a wait list, which is great. So we were able to move a big chunk of our kids in, and a gradual start, which will be even nice as well, just to get some kinks and get the kids used to the transition, because it's a big transition for us and it's a transition for the kids as well.
The new Kin Center and Child Care Center was funded almost entirely by 17 years of Lucknow's Music in the Fields, an outdoor country festival operated by the Lucknow Kinsmen. The event, which attracted 8,500 people to Lucknow last year, continues to grow. So much so, the Child Care Center will actually shut down for the August 25th to 27th event and become headquarters for Music in the Fields for a week.
It actually shuts down for the event, and we'll use these 4 rooms as change rooms for the artists that comes for Music in the Fields. So it helps us a lot from that aspect, and we get to get rid of all the construction trailers that we had.
In Lucknow, Scott Miller, CTV News.
A nasty snowstorm led to a massive pileup on an Alberta highway yesterday. This was the scene just north of Calgary. Whiteout conditions. Police say upwards of 100 vehicles were involved in the pileup. They closed the highway and say it took hours to get it all cleaned up. Despite the carnage, there were no serious injuries reported. Heading back now to Masonville Mall, we're rejoining Rita Ismail, who is live on location for us tonight with several guests, it looks like. Rita, tell us what's going on.
We're having so much fun down here today. We have this massive toy mountain here, and I'm joined live, of course, here at CF Masonville Place by Sandra. Sandra, thank you so much for having us. You have been working so hard this entire month-long campaign. This is one of our biggest donations so far, $14,200. Thank you so much. Where's this money coming from?
Well, we have some great business partners in the community, and we reached out to them probably 4 weeks ago, and Brad and his team from Smith & Anderson here brought probably about 80 to 100 toys today, and also let us know today that they collected $2,500. So that is a culmination of Cadillac Fairview and our great business partners that made this happen.
Yeah, and of course there's a huge need in the community. Why did you decide to get involved this year?
We take great pride in making memorable experiences for our guests with our retail, our dining, and our experience. But as the leading shopping center in London, we have an obligation to give back. And Toy Mountain, the Salvation Army have been great partners. So we appreciate being there for them.
Yeah, Salvation Army is, of course, a great partner. We have Nancy. Nancy, you and I have gotten close over this last month. You worked so hard. A lot of money has been collected and a lot of toys. Let's talk about that need one more time.
Oh, the need is greater this year than it has been before, but 5,500 children. So this event, $14,000 is fantastic, and it just helps us meet that need. We couldn't do it without this community and without people like the staff and everybody at CF Masonville Place.
For sure, it is a collective effort. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for the massive donation and all the toys. As kids this Christmas are certainly going to have a wonderful Christmas day. Thank you. Let's get into the forecast. It's a big one. It's complicated, so let's break it down. Mild today, well above seasonal, 6 degrees. Normal this time of year is the freezing mark, the record high, 1967. Now we're going to go from 6 degrees to -4 and feel like -15 within 24 hours. So buckle up. We do have a special weather statement in play. You can see that rain starting to edge in. It's going to become widespread and intensify overnight tonight into tomorrow, switching over to flurries. Here's how that plays out on the forecast model. This is a large low pressure system. As it pushed in, we saw the temperatures climb. You could see some embedded thunderstorm activity, and around 3 a.m. switching over to snow. The winds will kick up. They'll shift. They'll be out of the west. Flurries and snow squalls. Snow squalls developing tomorrow morning throughout Midwestern Ontario. And then once it's all said and done and this pushes out, we're expecting mostly cloudy conditions Friday night into Saturday. But again, the next 12 to 24, take note, give yourself extra time, especially tomorrow morning. So we go from 7 degrees this evening to -2 by 6 a.m. Mixed precipitation will happen early morning, and then that freezing will occur as well. That's what that special weather statement is all about. We're going to have icy road conditions as that flash freeze happens. So by 8 a.m. tomorrow, feeling like -15. The winds strong and gusty out of the west, 40 to 60 kilometers per hour. And then mainly cloudy late in the day Friday, heading into Saturday, but cold, -4. So certainly a bit of a roller coaster ride. We are going to have to deal with it the next 2-3 days. The good news is, as we head into next week, your travel plans for Christmas Eve, Christmas Day look to be okay for now. Monday, mostly cloudy, evening flurries. Chance of flurries is there Tuesday, but the probability, as you can see, quite low, especially because our daytime highs are above freezing, especially Tuesday and Wednesday. And then, of course, Thursday for Christmas Day, -2. I think we will have a white Christmas after tomorrow snow, at least here in London and Midwestern Ontario, despite this December thaw that we've had yesterday and today. We are expecting to pick up anywhere between 10 to 20 centimeters for parts of Grey Bruce and Huron and Perth before we start to see more flurries on Saturday. And then, of course, a cold temperature drop for us Saturday morning, -10. We'll recover to -1, but you'll feel it, especially after the warmth we felt the last couple of days. Sunday, mostly cloudy, remaining cold Sunday, Monday, and then warming back up. Similar pattern, but the good news is it doesn't appear to be a rain-snow mix on Tuesday. And then heading into Wednesday, Thursday, your Christmas Eve, your Christmas Day look to be calm at this time, but of course we're still 7 days out. Now again, we're live inside CF Masonville Place here in London, and behind me is this toy mountain, and it's been the generosity of our viewers and Londoners in general coming through, donating toys, donating cash, and that is of course what this season is all about, giving back. I'm going to throw it back to you, Carlyle.
Absolutely, Rita, thanks so much. Still ahead, the gift that keeps on taking, a warning about giving tech gadgets this year that come with subscriptions.
Make sure you join us on the show tomorrow morning in Prize Town at 7:10. Your last chance to win some great tickets.
Yeah, it could be a perfect stocking stuffer as well. Tim Hicks tickets up for grabs tomorrow morning in Prize Town.
When it comes to trendy gadgets, they might make great gifts, but some of them can come with extra costs. As Pat Ford reports, the latest tech can also come with subscriptions.
Flashy tech gadgets are everywhere.
It's the holiday season. We're going to see a lot of things that we love.
Before picking out a tech gift, lifestyle and tech influencer Jennifer Hernandez reads the small print and checks for subscriptions.
They will give you access to some things, but then the better things, you have to pay for it.
She's right. Many popular tech gifts offer basic features for free, but they may keep their most useful tools behind paywalls.
That's why it's worth considering. Are you giving them a cool gift that's going to cost them in the long run? And are you willing to cover those subscription fees? And if so, for how long?
Take fitness trackers. They give you health data at no cost, but some features that you might expect to be included, like deeper metrics or premium workout videos, usually require a subscription. When it comes to doorbell cameras, live view and basic alerts might be free, but features like cloud storage, person detection, or package alerts can come with an extra cost. But there are also plenty of models that now include those extras without a paid plan, so it's best to compare.
Some video doorbells store recordings locally, so you don't need to pay for a subscription to access your clips. That helps keep ongoing costs down, and not everyone needs the premium features that come with those monthly fees.
Bundles are worth a look if a tech device needs extra accessories. Buying them together might be cheaper than paying for each piece later.
Check whether the gift works with the devices they already have. Some work best with certain phones or home systems, which can save them frustration and extra costs later.
For Jennifer, thinking about those details is important.
You don't want to give someone something they're going to return it.
A little research can go a long way to make sure whoever gets your gift doesn't end up with an extra bill to pay once the holidays are over. Pat Foran, CTV News.
The Farmer's Almanac is predicting a white Christmas for most of Canada next week. According to the Old Farmer's Almanac, Ontario, Quebec, the Southern Prairies and parts of BC will have snow on the ground for Christmas, depending on storm paths and temperatures. British Columbia's northwest coast is the most likely region to have no snow on the 25th. Most of the territories should get snow as well. It's not the case, though, for much of Atlantic Canada. Canada's main stock index rose today, helped by strength in technology stocks. The TSX gained 191 points. In New York, the Dow added 66, the Nasdaq up 313. The Canadian dollar gained a modest 0.04 of a cent. On commodity markets, gold lost $9 an ounce. Oil added 19 cents a barrel. When we come back, seasonal substitutions ahead of Christmas dinner, the rising cost at the grocery store, and what's being impacted most.
On the next episode of the Backroads podcast, we sit down with Patrick Armstrong, the Huron County-based co-founder of Huron Area Search and Rescue and the Dave Mounsey Memorial Fund.
Backroads with Scott Miller, available at iHeartRadio or wherever you get your podcasts.
Welcome back. The cost of some holiday traditions is going up, particularly at the dinner table. Maria Saru takes a look at the biggest price increases at the grocery store compared to last Christmas.
Grocery stores are getting busy with the holiday season soon in full swing, and some shoppers say they're watching where their dollars go.
I try and buy everything on sale.
Very expensive this year. The prices have really went up.
CTV News compared the cost of a cart full of holiday staples this year versus last, using old online flyers and in-store prices. Experts say the price of turkey has stayed relatively stable, but this 6.2 kilogram grade A butterball is over $4 more expensive. This bagged salad is up about $2, and each can of cream of chicken soup costs a little under $1 more. Now, some relief. Frozen baby blend was on sale, 2 for $5, and several items were the same price as last year. A 15-pound bag of russet potatoes, 2 packets of gravy, and a box of shortbread cookies. Now, let's say your family likes a traditional beef roast. Here's a more affordable cut, about 2 kilograms of sirloin tip. Last year, it would have cost nearly $26. This year, closer to $66. That brings our total to nearly $135 compared to $90 in 2024.
The beef prices we're experiencing now are kind of a hangover from dry weather in 21, 22, and 23.
Food economist Mike von Massow says drought across parts of North America drove the price of feed up. And with cattle prices not keeping pace, some farmers shrank their herds. It'll take time to rebuild supply. He adds families are making compromises.
People are buying fewer gifts or cheaper gifts, and then some people are saying we're going to have smaller holiday gatherings.
Back here at the grocery store, shopping the sales and swapping out the protein could help keep costs down. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
A new report on holiday donations shows almost a third of respondents in Ontario said they have no plans to make charitable contributions this year. The research comes from Nextdoor Canada and Angus Reid. It also found 20% of respondents said they're struggling to afford groceries, while nearly 40% said they know someone who's struggling. Nearly 2.2 million Canadians are expected to rely on food banks this month.
Welcome to this week's London List. I'm Rita Ismail. I'm joined by KP from Virgin Mornings. Now, KP, I'm wearing the green that is for the London Knights. They are at home this weekend.
They are kicking off our weekend with a game against the Oshawa Generals. Puck drops with that at Canada Life Place at 7 o'clock.
And we have more hockey.
We do. So back at the rink, back at Canada Life Place on Saturday night. It is the pre-competition for the World Juniors. It's Canada versus Sweden. Puck drops at 7 o'clock again. It's going to be a whole lot of fun.
It should be a great time, KP. And of course, we have a couple of plays that are on the big stage in London.
If you're into ballet, the Nutcracker is a must-see. Of course, it's the holidays. You have to go into the Nutcracker, right? Yeah. That's happening at Centennial Hall on Sunday at 3 o'clock. We also have Frozen the musical. That's still at the Grand Theatre until January 4th. Now, I'm going to this one just after Christmas, and I'm so excited. If you have little ones, even if you are a Disney-loving adult, they actually have a really cool night on the 30th of December where adults are encouraged to dress up in their Disney-inspired outfits and just kind of pay homage to all of the characters $200.
I may or may not go to that.
Yeah, it's so
that
cool,
is
right?
down.
It's such a great date night idea,
Love
too.
it. I love it. And of course, with just a week left to go until Christmas, we still have some incredible markets right across the city.
We do. So the Merry Market wraps up this weekend at 100 Kellogg Lane. It's beautiful. I was there last weekend. They have like just the most spectacular light display too in that area. It's so beautiful.
So beautiful and lots to see.
Lots to buy. So much to buy. So it's maybe ration, you know, like set a budget. Sure. Yeah, sure. Or not, whatever. And then of course we have the Holly Jolly Market that's wrapping up this weekend as well at the Covent Garden Market. And so this one is a big one. It's been running every weekend. They have so much to do at the Covent Garden Market for the holidays. They've got the free carousel rides this weekend. They've got horse-drawn carriage rides. They've got live music, a cocktail garden, of course, the skating, just so much to see and do.
And they renovated that recently,
So
right?
beautiful.
The outside, so it is a great time. And of course, something that we've been talking about throughout the month of December is the magic of lights. It is really magical.
It really is. And if you haven't gone, you need to go drive through. It's a drive-through light display, immersive, so cool. The kids will love it. The adults will love it. You can cram everyone in the car and go. It's happening at the Fanshawe Conservation Area, and that wraps up. Actually, it's extended till the new year as well. So lots of time to go and see that.
And the weather will be perfect to be inside of a car on the weekend.
Grab
so
some hot cocoa.
Right, drive through. And lastly, 2 weeks left to go until New Year's Eve.
Yes, we have our festive colors on. We're ready. We are our nails and everything. Look at us go. Love that. But we have so much to do in Victoria Park on New Year's Eve. It kicks off at 7 o'clock. They have a mini countdown of fireworks at 8 o'clock for the little ones, which I always appreciate. And then, of course, the real big show at midnight. And that's, of course, counting down to 2026. So they have lots going on. They've got superheroes wandering around you can take photos with, hot cocoa, free skating, a 360 photo booth. That list goes on. You just need to go and check it out.
It's like a big city event in our city.
Yeah,
I love
it's
it.
great.
Thanks so much, KP. And that's it for this week's London List.
Tomorrow on CTV News, the final total from this year's Business Cares food drive. That, plus the ongoing options to support fellow Londoners this holiday season. Tomorrow on CTV News at 6.
The weather photo of the day is brought to you by Auburn Group's Magic of Lights, on now until January 4th. Thanks to our viewer Carrie for this great close-up of a Junco in the snow. A mixed bag of weather, starting with rain tonight and then changing to snow on Friday. As the low pressure system moves out overnight, our temperatures will drastically swing and the wind chill will return with strong winds and flurries in the forecast.
There are growing concerns about Ontario's tire recycling program. Tens of millions of dollars in consumer recycling fees are in dispute, and there are broader questions about regulation and whether any enforcement is actually being done. With more, here's John Woodward.
The crew from All Star Transportation and Tire Recycling is collecting scrap tires from a car dealership in Etobicoke.
We're just here trying to get the last load of the year.
But owner Scott Kavanaugh says he's not filling his truck up much these days.
We're not getting appointments to do much more, so can't afford to keep the truck on the road if we're not emptying the trucks and filling them.
Tires piling up around Ontario because something's gone wrong with the province's tire recycling system.
Tires are piling up on the streets. That's what's happening.
Many of these tires have nowhere to go, in part because one of the bigger processors, E360, closed its Barrie plant and laid off about 110 people, said CEO Danny Ardolini.
2024, we're roughly owed around, I call it $35 million. We continued on for a full year without getting paid. But then we just couldn't do it anymore, so we had to stop.
What's at stake here are the fees that consumers pay to recycle tires, fees that add up to tens of millions of dollars a year. Consumers pay around $5 a tire to the tire producers who are supposed to use the money to pay to recycle them. But Ardolini says that's not happening. He says the problem has only gotten bigger since tire producers paid a $7.44 million settlement for falling short of targets in 2023.
Just enforce the regulation. It's as simple as that.
Ontario's recycling regulator told CTV News it's not involved in commercial disputes, but has reminded tire producers they are required to continue collecting and recycling or retreading tires from the collection system, whether targets are met or not. Those targets were reduced this year, another factor behind the piles of tires, Kavanagh says, worried about a worst-case scenario.
They catch on fire, they do a lot of damage to the environment, They're not easy to put out.
Kavanaugh is launching a petition to reform regulation of the tire recycling industry and hoping something changes because he says it's just going to get worse next year. John Woodward, CTV News.
And we're heading back to Masonville Mall one more time, rejoining Rita Ismail as we are wrapping up our Toy Mountain campaign. Rita, over to you.
What a night it's been, Carlyle. We are joined by Olympian Londoner Damien Warner and his beautiful family. Hi, everybody. Say hello. Damien just dropped off a ton of toys. You know what? You give a lot to the community all year round. What makes you decide to come out tonight and bring these toys with you?
Well, I think like most kids, I just have a memory of waking up on Christmas morning and seeing all these presents under the tree, and just remember the excitement that it brought. And I understand that there's a lot of families that don't have that same opportunity, and we try to give back and help out whenever we can, because if there's anything about my story, it's that the city of London kind of lifted me up and picked me up on their shoulders, and I just got to do whatever I can to give back, and me and my family are really happy to be here tonight.
Well, we're happy to have you, and you're absolutely right. You always give back. Thank you so much, Damien. It's lovely to have you. Now, Courtney, the big finale is finally here. Let's tell everybody the efforts. What did we collect?
We're so excited to announce that we've collected over $21,000 in donations and still counting, and about 3,000 toys for the children in need in London. And we're so thankful for the generous community here in London.
Thank you so much, Nancy and Courtney. Thank you out there for coming down and, of course, donating all month long. We really appreciate it. We are going to throw it to commercial with the Salvation Army London Citadel Band. Take it on, folks. Thank you. Thank you.
I'm Sherry Flick, host of Weekend Spotlight. This Saturday, we have My Sister's Place joining us to talk about the phenomenal things they do for unhoused women in our community. It's a great story. Also, Mario Cercelli is going to tell us about the amazing fun things happening in Victoria Park for New Year's Eve. We'll also delve into the London music scene and a long list of events coming your way over the holidays. That and more this Saturday. Talk to you then.
A new study out of Sweden is suggesting a possible link between high-fat cheese and reduced risk of dementia. Researchers say people who ate 50 grams or more of cheeses like cheddar, Gouda, and brie had a 13% lower risk of dementia than people who had less than 15 grams a day. They say the study doesn't prove consuming high-fat cheese lowers dementia risk, just that it does show an association. A roaming pony led to an early morning call for Chatham-Kent animal control officers. Young horse was spotted trotting loose within city limits just after 5 a.m. With the help from a local horse enthusiast, the pony was safely corralled. Animal control officials say the animal went unclaimed, though. It's now being adopted into a new suitable home. They also say horses and ponies are only permitted on agriculturally zoned properties. And finally tonight, a BC family and the Christmas spirit they're finding in unexpected places. Adam Sawatsky has more on the handwritten notes and their special meaning at this time of year.
Jingle bells, jingle bells.
Although Finn is a fan of all things festive,
Santa just comes on a sleigh with his reindeer.
Although the 3-year-old and his baby brother even met the big guy at the mall,
He said, ho, ho, ho.
Finn had never considered sending a letter to Santa until his mom happened upon an unexpected invitation in the neighborhood.
Oh, I just thought it was really sweet.
The boxes were designed and built by Mike and his wife in the hopes of helping who they call the postmaster elves.
They're all very busy, so we thought we should put up a central collection station.
A place to post letters to the North Pole and another to receive personalized replies.
It adds another element to the magic and excitement of Christmas.
So we just put a letter in there, didn't know what to expect.
Well, based on weekly reports about the letters that Mike says they receive from Santa's workshop, this year's gift requests have ranged from cuddly stuffed toys to full-sleeve tattoos.
Not sure how Santa will deal with that, or if Santa might have to consult with Mum and Dad.
Mike says it's also heartening to hear that the children's letters include not just their wants, but their wishes for the well-being of others, which this volunteer can relate to.
Right now I'm involved with the Cancer Drive Line.
Mike has spent more than a decade traveling more than 7,000 kilometers a year to drive cancer patients to and from their appointments.
Just being a part of the community is to do things for the community.
Oh, there we go.
2 days after dropping off the letter, Finn and Jenna picked up their handwritten reply, which ended with praise for the boy being so positive and includes a bell that says believe.
It was really cute. He loves it. As you can see from the letter, we've read it about 50 times.
While Jenna is filled with gratitude and Mike with delight.
It's just a joy to be able to be a part of providing joy.
Finn is feeling so festive.
I'm really happy.
So happy. He just might spend the rest of the holiday season
laughing all the way.
Adam Sawatsky,
Ha ha ha.
CTV News.
Merry Christmas.
Colwood.
That's it for us. Thanks for watching. For your latest local headlines, you can always head to our website. For all of us at CTV News London, I'm Carlyle Fiset. Have a good night.